Good morning. How are you? Happy 4th of July. I guess in my podcast I'll talk a little bit about the 4th. But the thing that's on my mind is I'm getting calls to talk about the election in Virginia. And on July the 11th, I'm going to speak to a bunch of fundraisers who've been faithful to the party and who've given. And this is kind of to honor them for their past loyalty to the issues that concern us here in Virginia. When I first came to Virginia in '82, my friends asked why would I leave New York to come to Virginia? And I said, well, I thought of myself as a missionary. Now, the truth is I came down here because of assignments on the Hill, investigations I ran on the Senate Judiciary, and then I was invited to do another investigation on the Senate Labor Committee, and then after that, I got it in my head I could run for Congress. And so I'd been involved in politics for others for years, and so I'd finally decided to be the candidate myself. And what people say is often in a campaign, they say at one point or other, this would be a really great campaign if he or she wasn't our candidate. So people didn't say that to my face, except toward the end. A voter would come up to me and say, Mr. Flannery, you are an asshole. And I got to the point where I said to this one voter, said, you're absolutely right, I'm your asshole, and I want to be your asshole in Congress. Apologies for language, but that's how it happened. He then said he would vote for me. So I guess he was voting for humor over policy, I don't know, but it wasn't enough. So I've been party chair and so forth, and so my focus a little bit is going to be on what are the issues in the campaign. And the Republicans are trying to set the table, and I think that what they're doing here in Virginia, they're going to try to do in states and districts across the country. And this will be how they tee them up for the midterms next year. Right now in Virginia, among the issues are trying to look at education. You know, to keep our children safe, our Democratic governor encouraged distance learning and being very careful and distancing at school. And many parents to be careful for their children with imperfect knowledge about how the virus affected them, honored those things. But now they're using it as an issue that you kept our children out of school. Another one is, it's very interesting, is a kind of, they didn't care about the safety of the kids. They really just wanted somebody to watch them. Another one is they are concerned about what they're going to be taught in school. And they have started banging the drum about critical race thinking, which is the response on the national scale to what happened to George Floyd. Namely, that racism, which was systemic, is systemic to our so-called criminal justice system, putting at risk honest and good cops who are tolerant, and putting at risk persons of color who just for their color are treated as badly as we've seen, up to and including death. But these people want to eliminate the language, the discussion from the classroom of the history of race in America and the other blemishes we have, some of whom we've overcome in part, others that we still fail terribly at. And we have a resurgence of the race problem, and we can't ignore the fact that those are the voters that they believe, if well informed, will vote for Democrats, as they should. Another thing is the difference, I guess, fed by religion, that a person who is transgender is somehow lying or inferior or shouldn't be treated equally, should be discriminated against, should be feared. And we see this here in Virginia, and in a local school board meeting, there was an eruption, there were fights, everybody's on their feet shouting. I wasn't there, but there are lots of videos and local reports. So we see these are the issues that are going to work, the Republicans believe, in Virginia. And they have a candidate, Youngkin, for governor against my candidate, McAuliffe, who was governor once before. You can't succeed yourself in Virginia, so he's coming back for a second tour. And The Youngkin is a wealthy fellow who, as far as I can tell, has showed no interest in politics, running for office, helping his community, or doing anything until now. And it's because he has a big pocketbook, and they hope that his bigger pocketbook than McAuliffe's, and it is a sizable pocketbook. I don't know, he's worth $400 million by some estimates, more by others, less by some other estimates. And McAuliffe is wealthy at, I don't know, 17 million, 20 million. So that disparity, they hope, will make a difference in the election. But McAuliffe had a very good record. He's very smart. Virginia is well organized. So we will learn this year in Virginia and in New Jersey, where there's another statewide race for governor, we will learn what the issues are going to look like in the midterms and what the voting rules are going to be. Now, neither in Virginia or New Jersey, to my knowledge, are there any special suppressing rules because, well, particularly in Virginia, we had control of both houses before it went to our Democratic governor, any bill. So I mention this, although it may seem like it's parochial or local because it's only about Virginia, but it is the emerging issues we have to look at in the upcoming election when we crawl over glass in Virginia and other states that are having elections this year in anticipation of how this is a rehearsal, although it has serious effect, for what the elections will look like in the midterms. So those are my thoughts about the election today. I don't usually talk game theory about elections, and I haven't gone too deeply, but I think this is part of our ongoing dialogue to continue to restore and protect the Republic, state by state and nationally. So this year, it's about the states. Next year, it's about the federal government. So have a great day. Get out if you can. If it's anything like it is here, it's just gorgeous. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.